I don't think that they want to be held accountable. And I think the ones that are willing to be held accountable, I don't know that they're comfortable. They don't know what to do with that accountability.
I wonder if, with all the differences that do exist between the sexes, if we're looking at this wrong when it comes to what if accountability for both sexes just looks different.
Mm,
In the same way that we're trying to now bring attention to the communication style of men is typically different than women. They use more words than we do. They tend to experience neuroticism way more than males do, which means they tend to have a wider spectrum of deeper emotions than we do. So this is why you can potentially see her kind of going up and down about the most mundane things to you, and like, what how is that even a big issue? And then the next minute she's totally fine. Like, what the heck, like, something's going on here. Her hormones are totally different, her genetic makeup is totally different. So when it comes to a quote unquote accountability, yeah, there is some social things that we can kind of point to that says, y'all don't want accountability, y'all want this or want that. I wonder if their view of accountability looks different than ours. And I think
mm,
that would be potentially what the greater issue is. So I'm going to say a potential suggestion on what we mean by accountability, and what I think what they're communicating by what they think is holding themselves accountable. When men mean being held accountable or holding someone accountable, it's identifying clearly what went wrong or who was at fault, acknowledging what needs to change, and then doing the change behavior.
yes.
That would be what the layman's terms, that's what you would assume would be, in essence, what we would interpret and see as accountability.
Okay, I may be getting ready to shoot myself in the foot. I don't know, but that's what it is, ain't it? That's what accountability.
For men, yeah. For men, it is.
What do
Uh,
you think it is for women?
for women, the starting point is when women hear things that are pointed out about something they're doing wrong. When men hear something that they're doing wrong, it's a reflection on some action that I did or didn't do. When women hear you point out something that they did wrong, many of them interpret it and they will communicate it as, so now I'm a bad wife. Now I'm a bad mother. So, what the first initial thing that men need to understand is, when you're pointing out to a woman that she's doing something wrong, she's hearing something is wrong with me.
Mm,
That's if all men responded in that way, if every time you told me something I was doing wrong, Jeff, man, you really got to get your grooming in order if you're gonna take this podcasting thing seriously. You got to wear the right blazer, man. You got to start taking care of your hygiene. But all right, these are things I need, actionable things I need to do. These are not things that I'm interpreting as like, man, he's saying I'm the worst. He's saying I'm an idiot. Like, no, you're saying these are actionable things, Jeff, that you're doing wrong that you can do right. They're imbuing it. They're hearing something totally different. So the starting point is for men is we have to acknowledge that a lot of times, especially when emotion is involved, they're often reacting and responding to not necessarily you saying they did something wrong. You're saying that. They're hearing you're saying something is wrong with them.
mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
that's their interpretive lens. The woman that holds herself accountable, either in a moment or later on after she's cooled off, is the woman that's able to reflect on what was said, either then in the moment or later come back and say, hey, I know you were just pointing this out. I just need you to validate and let me feel like I'm not the worst wife, worst partner ever. And yes, I will strive to work on those things you pointed out.